You have actually been wondering if product management is actually a very good career. You are currently watching the right video, because in this video, I'm going to be breaking down for you things you actually have to consider in order for you to decide if product management is actually a good fit for you or not a good fit for you. Hey guys, welcome to my YouTube channel. My name is Ekene Christian, and in this channel, what I basically talk about is product management tips, how to break into tech, how to actually get started as a product manager, and what to do in order for you to better your experience as a product manager and grow to a better level. If this actually sounds like something that you are interested in, please do well to give this video a thumbs up and also subscribe to my channel, as well as turn on the post notification so that you are going to be alerted the next time I get to post a video. So let's get to the main video content. Is product management a very good career? The long and short answer there is yes. And it also depends on whoever it is that wants to get started in the career. So there are actually factors that make product management a very fantastic career for you. It can equally turn out to be a nightmare to someone else or for someone else. And I'm going to be addressing all of those factors to consider in this particular video. So the first thing basically is decision making. When it comes to product management, one of the things you actually always have to do every single day is making of decisions. And most times you actually get to notice that you do not take the same decision every single day. Okay. So the decision you actually took yesterday is going to be different from the decision you're going to be making today, as well as the decision you're going to be making tomorrow. If you are very much interested, or you are someone who loves making decisions on the move, who loves taking challenging decisions, then product management is actually a very fantastic career for you to weigh into. However, if you are someone who do not actually love to stress yourself, and someone who do not actually love to be put on the spot where you have to make decisions instantly, I'm going to really say that product management is actually not a career for you. Secondly, accountability. When it comes to product management, you are basically accountable, or you're basically going to be held accountable for the success and also the failure of that particular product, regardless of the number of persons that you actually have within that team. If the product gets to fail, you are basically going to be the one who will be held accountable, regardless of who made the mistake or who did actually cause that particular failure. So if you are someone who loves adventure, because product management is one particular career path that I have actually found to be very adventurous. So if you're someone who loves adventure and do not mind taking responsibility for another person's mistake or another person's error, then product management is a very fantastic career for you to consider. However, if you are someone who always wants to mind your business and let people carry their own cross, trust me, product management is not something you should actually consider. Except at some point you basically get to change, then you can consider taking product management as a career path for you to choose. Now, when it comes to accountability, one other thing to also note is that as you grow in your career, the number of things you are basically responsible and accountable for also get to increase. So as a junior PM or as an intern, you are basically responsible and accountable for just a very small set of functionalities or features or items. However, if you are in a more senior role, in a more senior position, you have a lot of persons under you. You are basically accountable and responsible for every single thing that happens across the team. The next thing again is basically cross functionality. As a product manager, you can actually get to wear a lot of hats. So you basically be responsible for what is going on in marketing, what is going on in branding, what is going on in engineering. You have to understand every single thing that is happening across all of these teams. Okay. So depending on the organization, the bigger the organization, then the bigger the number of teams that they actually have, and you have to be updated across every single thing that they are currently doing. If this sounds exciting to you, then product management is something that you should actually consider, because trust me, it's a fantastic career. However, if this does not sound like you actually want to just mind your business again, do one particular thing in a day and go back at the end of the month or at the end of the week, you actually get paid, then product management is not a career path for you to consider. Also, I'm actually going to talk about one other thing, which is meeting tolerance. As a product manager, you are actually going to be expected to be in a whole lot of meetings. Yes, a whole lot of meetings. So your meeting tolerance level has to be very, very high. So sometimes you actually get to the point where you have clashing meetings and you almost have to always attend every single one of them at that particular time. Sometimes there are equally times when you cannot exactly push a particular meeting, right? So you get into a situation where you are running two meetings side by side and you have to pay attention to all of these meetings at the same time, because at the end of the day, you have a report to create and a report to give on what actually happened, as well as the decisions that were made, right, during those meetings. Now, if this also sounds exciting to you, then product management is your career path to choose. However, if this does not sound like you, trust me, you should not exactly be burdening yourself being a product manager just yet. The next thing to also note is that the work that a product manager does is typically always very challenging on a day-to-day basis. You are always presented with almost new set of problems every day, so you do not exactly get to solve the problem of yesterday today, because each day actually gets to present its own set of problems and you have to innovatively solve and tackle all of these problems. Now, if you are actually someone who is, again, very adventurous and you are ready to almost make use of your brain capacity at every single day whenever it is you are at work, product management is a career that you should actually consider. But then if you are someone who, once again, loves to do the same thing over and over again, then you should not exactly consider opting for product management as a career. One other thing I also love to mention about the product manager role is that you almost get to always interact with the C-level executives. So what that basically means is that at every single point in time, you would always have to share reports or communicate with the executives within your company. For you to do that, you basically have to have a certain level of self-confidence. If you are someone who is very confident in yourself and will not easily get intimidated by the presence of high-level executives, then you can consider opting for product manager role. However, if you are someone who is quite shy, timid, and not exactly very confident in yourself when it comes to speaking to high-level executives, then you probably might want to reconsider choosing product management as a career path for you, because it is actually very certain that you would always get to speak with people in the C level, basically the C executives, the executives of the company. One other thing as well for me to also mention is the compensation, basically. And this is usually one thing that really attracts people to the product manager role, because when it comes to compensation and salary payments for product managers, it is usually always very high alongside those of the software engineers within the team. So most times people who are actually looking at earning more without necessarily having to code usually always transition into being product managers, right? If you have interest in earning a whole lot of salary, or you have interest in actually being paid well, then product management is actually a career for you to opt in for. But then if you're not exactly very interested in being paid a lot of money or earning well, then you can probably have another thought about picking up a role as a product manager. However, I would like to mention that as you basically get promoted as a product manager, your salary is always going to be increasing. Almost very certainly your salary is always going to be increasing. One other funny thing about the product manager role is that most people think that product managers are basically politicians, and sometimes I so much agree with that. And the reason is that you have to always try to get people's buy-in, be it the executive or people within your immediate team. You must always try to get buy-ins and their support in order for you to be able to get something done. So sometimes you are basically placed in a situation where you have to deliver something as soon and as quickly as possible. The only way for you to actually go around that is to get people into doing what you actually want them to do at a particular point in time. So if you consider yourself to be someone who can easily persuade someone to do what they do not want to do at a particular point in time just to satisfy you, then product management can be a very fantastic career for you to choose. However, if you are someone who cannot get people to do what you want them to do, then you might have to think twice again about choosing a product manager career. So basically, taking a look at all of these items which I have just mentioned, I'm going to say that product management is actually a very good career for you to consider, but it's basically not for every single person, right? You have to go through all of these items and know which of them, or if every single one of them actually sound like you, then you can opt for product management as a career. I know this list I have just mentioned is not exactly very exhaustive, right? But then you can feel free to add more in the comment section so others can equally learn and myself can also learn from you. If you've actually loved what I've just spoken about and you would love to see content like this, do well to give my video a thumbs up as well as subscribe to my YouTube channel. So next time I get to post my video, you would actually be notified. But until we see again, be safe out there, guys.